hello. Oh my God, hello. Hi friends. Sorry, my Spotify decided to just like eat booty cheeks, which is not fun. So y'all are sitting here in silence with me. Um, but hello. I'm trying to get logged in on the web browser. Hi Star. Hi Scar. Hi Jackie. This playlist is what I want.
We're homeward bound
Oh,
from the
that's
Arctic around rolling down.
so loud. I've recovered. Oh, my apologies, friends. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not expect it to explode. But hello, friends. If y'all didn't see in Discord, your girl's been busy today. Your girl been real fucking busy today. Um, I woke up like 10, and by 11, I had eaten a little bit, caffeinated, gone to the chiropractor, and gone to the pharmacy, and was home starting to clean out my car. Your girl has been busy. I've been busy as shit. Um, oh, that does work sick. Yeah, your girl been busy today. So I cleaned out my car. I'm talking glove box, center console, in the little pockets of the doors, um, cup holders, trunk, um, back seat. Like I haven't cleaned under the seats yet. Um, I like I cleaned the shit out of that. Um, I I will fucking bust in booty. Um, and then I came upstairs, and while all that was going, I also um I had a load of laundry in. I finished loading the dishwasher, loaded the dishwasher. Um Trying to think. I had a second load of laundry in. I packed for the fellas. I packed a mountain of stuff to put in my car. Hopefully it all fits. We'll see. Um and I forgot I've got to pull 2 hard drives out of 2 computers that are in my closet. Um but yeah. Thank you, Star. Yeah, like I've been hustling. I also meal prepped for the next couple days. Like I have been moving. Um, so here in about 25 minutes, I gotta switch over laundry, and then um get get that laundry moved. So here I'm planning on ending 4 p.m. Central. Um, because I have to go to work at 5, and because I'm working the Switch launch tonight. So, and the other thing I want to do, which I forgot to grab, but I'll do after I get the laundry switched, is I also want to get my nails painted. But if I don't get to that, I don't get to that. I'm not upset. Um, but like, I've been fucking moving today. I feel like I'm missing things that I did. Yesterday, I took a full shopping cart load of electronics recycling into work and recycled. I now have 2 TVs and 2 more desktops to recycle. Um, like I am getting shit done. You can see the pile of stuff that's been back here is like gone. Also, hold on, let me make sure the chair doesn't turn. Don't turn chair. Empty, almost. empty. I've got empty spots in the storage by my bed. My closet has a bunch of space in it. Yeah, packing. Like, and I'm slowly moving carload after carload up to the fellas. And so, like, I've got a bunch of stuff packed. I've purged a bunch of stuff. I'm continuing to purge between cleaning out my car. So, like, hi, my name is Ginge, and I have depression. Oh, I need to fix the timer. No, I knew I had Stream Elements open for a reason. I cleaned out one bag of garbage out of my car. Just straight, like, fast food wrappers, Monster cans, like, general garbage. As well as when I cleaned out my trunk and my glove box and stuff, I had another bag of garbage. I had 4 cups and water bottles, and that was it. That was all the dishes in my car, which is good for me. I got those in. They're in the dishwasher. And I only brought in my divorce papers, a coat, a beanie, and a hoodie that needed washed, and those 4 cups. Everything else that's still in my trunk, I still need to, like, go through a few bits and bobs in there. But it's like jumper cables, oil, some, like, photography stuff, a guitar stand for my bass. So, like, things that I, like, will be moving, so I'm just gonna kind of leave. I'm trying to decide if I want the speakers that are still in my trunk. I don't think I'm gonna keep them, but, like, I'm fucking, I got some shit done today, and it feels good. I have kind of struggled with some of the stuff, like, I've struggled with, like, my car being kind of a pit, and like, that's been a struggle. If you've hung around me or you've seen me in person, you might know that my car is that one hoard I struggled with. And my car needs scrubbed. You're good, Scar. Don't even worry about it. Thank you. Like, my car is the black hole of, like, me, like, it really exemplifies my, like, my depression. And so it's not, like, fully scrubbed and cleaned out, but it is, like, it's, the fact that I've gotten almost all of the garbage out, and I'm, like, moving towards, like, getting shit done. It feels good. And, like, I want to commit to myself that I'm not going to let it get that bad, over the course of the next 4 or 5 months. I don't want it to get to where it is, like where it has been. But I also know how to grant myself the grace of like, okay, I struggled. Let's fix it. Let's adapt. Let's change. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm very proud of where I've been, where I'm going, how I'm progressing, and I'm not gonna give that up. Like, I fought through it all this morning, and I think part of what helped but also kind of hinders in the long run is I fell asleep last night without taking my meds. Like, I had them pulled and they were sitting by my bed. I rolled over to get more comfortable and I zonked. So, like, that for me was like, I woke up, I took them, only a few hours late, but I was like, fuck. So, yeah, it just, it's nice to have knocked some big things off my list and things that are embarrassing, or felt embarrassing. Struggling with your mental health isn't embarrassing. Not being able to accept help isn't necessarily embarrassing, but you feel this shame and guilt, and you don't need to. I shouldn't be proud of, the state that my car was in. I'm proud of the actions that I took to improve it. But I'm also not going to, it's a negative thing. It negatively impacted my mental health. It negatively impacted so many things. However, it's progress in the right direction. And if I turn it into this big demonized and villainized things of, you let your car get messy again, I'll never get to a point where I can heal from the feelings that causes within myself. So, like, some people think that's counterintuitive and counterproductive, but it's what works for me, because I'm taking accountability, but I'm also not letting the negative self-talk and the self-doubt, like, make me spiral. And that's something I'm proud of. And I'm going through today, like, okay, no, I have to have everything done. No. I get off work at 1 a.m. Give or take, we'll see how the launch goes. I'm home at 1:30. Go to bed. I don't have to be to work until noon tomorrow. So if I'm up by 10, I can put the stuff in the dishwasher away. I can put my clothes away. I can pack the last minute things that I needed to pack. And then I get up, I go to work, and when I get off work, I drive straight up there. Like, I don't have to like, fight as hard. I've made good progress, and I don't want to lose the momentum, but I also know if I push myself too hard, I'm going to do more harm than good. So while I'm still feeling the energy and the momentum and stuff, I'm going to like load my trunk full of stuff. Then I'll see, okay, how much fit in my trunk. And it gives me a good gauge of how much stuff I can actually fit in my car for my move. And I can adapt. And if stuff doesn't fit in my trunk and I know what's going to fit in my back seat, okay. I know my limits now. And it helps with the packing and moving going forward. So yeah, I'm just trying to think ahead and think clearly. I do have my work clothes laid out on my bed. I'm gonna change because these are the clothes I was wearing when I was cleaning out the car and sweating and being gross. I have scrubbed myself, my arms and stuff, and my hands, but I'm gonna go swap laundry over here in about 10 minutes, and then we'll get into the beginner's guide. I read that this game takes about 2 hours to complete, so we'll see how long it takes us. In all of my shenanigans and looking for stuff and doing all the things, so I've been having issues with my normal headset. I found another pair of headphones that were gifted to me by To Write Love on Our Arms. Do I think they have any charge? Probably not. Oh my god, they do. Oh shit. Let's see. Let's see. That's my camera. That's my GoPro. Detect my headphones. I don't know how much juice they have. They came with the tiniest fucking charging cord in existence, though. I mean, look at that. Look how tiny that is. Let's see if the microphone fucks up too. Oh, I forgot how much of a British accent these had. Oh, these have no charge. But that's okay. I can remove that device as well. I'm just going through and removing removing Bluetooth devices. Well, let's power these off. And let's hook them up to charge. I swear to Jebus, the jambalaya. Ugh. We'll let those charge up while we figure shit out. But that's part of the stuff I'm doing is the next tote that I'm going to pack and go through is all Old Cherry stuff and things like that. So I'm going to go through it and I'm going to pack, I think, most of the gear on top of my art desk and in the ottoman next to me. So I have 4 gigantic totes. And then I have 2 normal size totes. So I have 2 more of those totes to pack and go through. So I have 3 trips worth of totes being the foundation, and then filling in with boxes and other miscellaneous stuff. So I'm actually trying to get a hold of some boxes from work. I'm not going to use the Switch 2 boxes because those are real thin. But I'm going to start packing up like my books and my DVDs. I packed up my old consoles. So like I'm starting to pack that stuff up, and like I need to do like the stuff I'm not using in my bathroom, and like I'm starting to really like go through stuff. And then I've got I'm gonna do my kitchen stuff, I think, last, since my roommate uses some of it. But like, your girl's making progress. And also some of this is made easier because my roommate is uptown. So I can like have stuff like in the living room stage to go into my car and not feel like I'm a problem or a burden or in the way, which is fucking great. So yeah, like I'm feeling a lot better there. When you're not so I'm shooting to be done late August, early September. So starting early July. So we take possession of the new apartment July 1st. And so I can start moving things directly in after that. And once we take possession, like I'm just loading up my car with as much as I can and taking it up trip by trip. But depending on when a job becomes available up there, I will kind of really determine if I could get up there early to mid-August and then start like my streaming journey up there with my anniversary marathon, because we're going to be celebrating the start of, like, we're going to be celebrating 5 years this year. So I'd like to have like, I can have a big bulk of my stream stuff kind of preset. Once the big bulk of my stream stuff is preset, then it's like coming in and hooking things up and cleaning up and tidying this and tidying that. So I want to get enough stuff set that I can like do my last load of stuff up there and then marathon like setting things up, playing games. I'm getting a sit stand desk, which is cheaper than a new version of my desk is right now. So like I can do that. Like moving a lot of things in the right direction. And like in a month, I'll be able to drive up there and walk into my new home. And I won't, you know, be in the way. I won't be, say more squats. Is that what I've heard? Yes. AC, how are you? Yeah, no, more squats. So part of why I want a standing desk is so I can do that up and down. Because here lately, especially, I've been like, my legs have been going crazy, and I just like, I want to be able to stand up and move around. So I'll sit here and like my legs will just like rock back and forth. Some of it's anxiety, but some of it is like, I just need to fucking move. I just need to fucking do shit. I'm good, friend. How are you? Good. We're actually talking about the fact that I'm moving to Minnesota here in a few months. Minnesota, yep. Moving in with the fella, and I got the start of his anniversary present early or ordered. And I'm real fucking excited. I think part of it, so part of it's supposed to be here today while I'm streaming. The other part, I don't know why it's so fucking delayed, and it's really bugging me and like making me concerned. I'm actually gonna check my email again real quick. It's exciting. I know, right? Hi, Xenos. We are... Oh, dude, I'm just gonna restart my phone. Let's just do that. Hey, there we go. The timer is updated. I got married. I saw. So fucking pretty, dude. So fucking pretty. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, like I saw your marriage pictures. I was actually thinking about you the other day, and I was like, I should message her. But no, being able to like drive up and move in to like move shit in and get like, yeah, yeah, that's okay. But yeah, like, shit do be wild. Shit do be a crack-a-lackin'. I only kind of like worked at the same place for a year. I know. But like, when you kind of keep in touch with people, like, it's crazy. Like, I am, like, I'm a low maintenance friend. You don't have to keep up with me all the time. Like, for me, I, like, hell yeah. That low maintenance friend where we don't have to be, like, up each other's butts. We can, you know, chat and catch up whenever. Like, that's who I try to be. Yes, exactly. Dude, exactly. That's absolutely how I am. Oh boy. Now my phone is behaving like normal. Jesus. But the fella's, part of his, part of his anniversary present is on the way. And, yeah. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I hope he likes. I know he's gonna like it, but I hope he likes it. Like, yes, happy fucking Pride. Happy fucking Pride to everybody. Absolutely everybody. Facts. I do want to say this month's goals. So our sub goals, 50 subs, we play Bendy and the Ink Machine. Something a little spooky. At 5,000 biddies, we play The Quarry, which is real cheap for The Quarry. But then tip goal, $50 redues. I've raised it a little bit because your girl's trying to help pay for double rent for the next 4 months. We play, I start over fresh with a Last of Us playthrough on the Fellas PlayStation when I'm up there. So double, yeah, no, I'm a wee bit like stressed and panicked, but I'll figure it out. I'm hoping that I can get a few things figured out. The Last of Us, yeah, I've never played it. So, okay, let me take that back. I've played the beginning over the last 6 months. Joel and Ellie just, like, started traveling together. So, like, I'm in the beginning. Yeah. So I'll start it over fresh. Is kind of what I'm thinking. So that's what the goal bars are. So yeah, and today is actually, we are getting the bit goal from last month out of the way. We played Unpacking last week, I believe. And today we're playing the Beginner's Guide, which is like a walking sim story game from what I gather. It might be a little emotional from what I've read, but I don't know. But then the only thing we have to redeem from last month's goals is Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, and I'm just avoidant. But I also don't want to, like, I don't want to fucking get myself, like, stuck and then not be able to keep up. It's over. But before we do all that, I'm gonna go swap my laundry, and then we will jump into the Beginner's Guide. So please enjoy the chair stream and the tunes. I can actually turn those up for you. Scarlet! I love you, thank you! I don't know why that alert didn't go off, but oh my god, thank you! Fucking ghosty dumpies in chat. Let's go. Guys, I need to stop washing. I need to stop washing receipts and papers in my fucking pants. Wait. That's so funny. Oh my god, I love them. So yeah, I fucking, usually I do, but then I forget I have stuff in my back pockets, and then I end up washing like receipts and notes for customer interactions, and yeah, I'm stupid. Eh. But Scarlett, thank you for the $10 reduce. Yeah. What am I getting no ma'amed about? I'm being no ma'amed. Why am I being no ma'amed? What did I do? What did I do? Oh. Oh, yes. I honestly didn't even realize I did it. I'll be real with you. I will take the bonk. The bonk of shame. But yeah, I just forgot. But I'll get it right. So, I've never played this game. I love you too. I was talking about you the other day. No, I was. We were talking about tequila. But we're gonna play the beginner's guide. I do have captions on. Okay. Let's just get into it. Make sure audio is on. Okay. Yes. Audio is on. Okay. Perfect.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. Of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This is a really cool concept.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Ship destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Huh.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That is cool. This is an interesting look at like mental health and game development. I do really like stuff like this.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No! I wanted to
this
do
is
the
the part
labyrinth.
that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Interesting.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. That's an interesting bug. Hey. That's
The beam causes
cool.
you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
The past was behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Interesting.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Huh. Oh. So the thing about games like this, like the Stanley Parable is so like this. And I want to play it in more of a fullness. I've fucked around with it a little bit, but the future is always behind her. Yeah. It is very funny.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
You are now entering...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Huh. Okay, December 08. Sorry, I have something in my
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
So either he's telling a narrative about himself or the person who inspired him for the Stanley Parable.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Whoa. You construct the wall. The wall
A
is
room
just...
that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
A button you press to stop the chaos. It doesn't work. You're a queen dusting your
Coda
jewelry.
would often tell me that he didn't mind
Oh.
if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You run a shop inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most money. Wow. But I did see the press U to surrender. Wow. I didn't expect a gut punch to the feels today. Thank you. I guess feels warning, chat. God damn.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Yeah.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay. Okay, the little face. I don't know what that's gonna mean something. I don't know what. But it's going to mean...
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Oh.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing,
Yeah.
or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
Yeah.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
To experience, probably. Okay, so we're back at the same... It said you are entering last. You are now exiting.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay, so we went from January to March. Great and lovely descent. Whoa. That's, Sorry, we should also have flashbang warnings. I don't know, the Stanley Parable was funny.
Let's talk
Why
about
is it
video
so
game development
feels?
for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
Oh,
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Wow. For someone who is terrified of heights, this is making my stomach fucking churn. So what's down at the bottom? Good. Yeah. I know. I thought I was going to just fall into oblivion, but I didn't. Wow. Wow. This is so unique. Like prison cells and corrals. All the ideas locked away. Oh. I don't want to.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Wow.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, no fucking trolling. Thank you. Sorry, I'm also trying to paint my nails at the same time because your girl has a lot of things going on. Okay.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Wow. I mean, I know the solution is down the stairs, but 3 of those corridors. Is wild. There's that symbol again. Okay.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This has such an existential feeling. Oh. You there? Did you come from
Here,
above?
Coda begins using a kind
What
of
was up
dialogue
there?
system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
There was a world stamped in whiteness. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes. Again, perfect. Now please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you. There is nothing I want more. So they want to escape. And so back to it again. My game just crashed. Please tell me my everything didn't crash. No, it didn't. Wait, no, it didn't. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? It keeps minimizing. That's weird. I don't recall a space between the doors. Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Why would I care about the space between the doors? There's a reason, but it may take time for you to understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. Oh. That must have been the answer out of the circular...
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
To a street? Wow.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long.
Yeah.
Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination.
Okay.
Which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Okay, so March to April. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All the notes you see are left by other players. Okay. Sorry, we've got one hand painted now. I'm happy about that. I'm just making sure that work is not trying to contact me. Okay. Nice room. Not...
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
How do you beat this game? No point to this. Wow. Oh, whoa, holy shit, yeah. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
How is there wood and grass?
But it's ironic, isn't it?
Right
that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, don't know. I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you about the most just thing I've ever seen. Oh. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again. If nothing will ever be beautiful again, I'm crying out. Jesus. The shit is this cavern. Poor. I can assure you, guaranteed, there's an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailor is looking for it. Wow. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk to. I refuse to believe. Butts, ass butts. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. Poor Coda. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt. Need other side. Door. Door how open. Open sesame. Make games. Includes door. Can't open door. Thanks. Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. Wow. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep going, don't they? I would like very much to be desired. Scared of writing something. Don't want to feel judged. It's not very crowded here. Welcome, congratulations. I don't really know where to go with this. You can go here, I think. And don't bother. Game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. This is where I get off. Be able to write something here. I am compelled. Stop, turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Jesus God. Take my hand, let's jump together. What is this painting? Cabbage shapes our nation. It doesn't matter if you ever get over there. Very good game. I don't think I'm going anywhere. Next time I will do better. I need someone to talk to. This is a note. Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Today I learned you can't fall off. Ethical. Thanks, Scar. I saw a person walking down here. Now it won't come back. Devil's Tower Star. Well done, all of you. Whew. Painting, what does it mean? Whoever made this has issues. Hey guys, how's it hanging? Help, I'm trying to speak. Who are all of you? It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Stop pretending you are other people. We will all die someday. I think it's about how things look messy from up close but perfect from far away. From up here, it all just looks like dots. Cabbage-shaped darnation. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Lowell's Tower Star, again. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Maybe I'll feel real someday. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it, though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game. More room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Sure were notes in the real world. Become one with the spiraling nonsense. Downward.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does the puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I've been literally for an hour. What the fuck do I do? Halt. Halt. This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer answers, please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Huh. The whispering turns to typewriters. How do you leave notes? Oh, the typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. It could be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Yeah, Coda's struggling with depression. May to June of 2009. Porn stars die too.
Tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay, we're talking about porn stars. I can hang with it. Oh. Okay. Same painting. We are going down. And down some spiral stairs. Or spiraling stairs.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
I think I got out what I needed. I did my teeth. It felt great. The furniture ought to go in the sun. Okay, how about along the wall of the room? 10 stoves lined up along the wall. So it doesn't matter what you say, it's the same thing. I think we should light up the room. A skylight. Singular fucking lamp. Table. You need a table. Who are you? I'm pretty sure... Who are you? Where exactly... Jeez. Whoa.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
While it's all different, it's still all the same,
So,
and it's a maze.
he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember. First, click on this table. Okay, so there's that symbol again. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side of the sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Doesn't matter how much you move and adjust things. It's still your prison.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
Yeah.
And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Interesting. Okay. We found the lamppost. The prison is in it, though. It's all that back there. Hello? Who is this? Help, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too. Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
That's where I am right now.
You know,
I'm so glad
so
to know that I
Coda
get out
talking
eventually.
to himself.
What's it like to escape? Feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. It's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? I'm gonna lie. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? All he told me was to be sincere. What? That freed you? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. Yep.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
It's not ready for the emotional gut punch from this game? Yeah.
So
I
what would
was
it
not
look
either.
like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Yeah, I was not prepared to get fucking gut punched in the feels. This was not what I had on my docket for today, but you know what? After the conversation we had at the start of stream, I am not upset by it. Because I can tell you this is a very similar, like, it's hard to convey without making anybody feel bad, but my thoughts and my struggles lately, they feel very akin to all of this.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Huh. I know that look and feel all too well. Well, my goodness, I'm glad it's like you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean the house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games,
Yeah.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
And lousy homes make home loners. Ha! Make it a joke. Something tells me you're gonna have be fun to do this job with. Well, this place isn't going to clean itself, far as I know. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Huh. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a little bit? The details matter. Do you enjoy it? Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm, that rests in the pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa there? Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with it? Yeah, make it extra cheesy. Dealing with mental health issues is hard, but it gets better. Sometimes you don't even have to realize until you look back and go, wow. Yeah. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Yeah, mental health is a real thing. Unless I check the tub needed cleaning, why don't you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, we're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Yeah, someone who's so observant, I try really hard not to force my understanding and my thoughts and my feelings and kind of knowing of things going on with people. I tend to be very perceptive. It's not perfect. I'm not saying I'm some great fucking wizard at it, but people will tell you about what they're going through. But first, they want to see if you will talk about it. People will drop the breadcrumbs and wait to see if you'll pick them up and go, why did you shred your bread? I know the last time I shredded bread, it was because of this. But a lot of those people don't want to feel like an inconvenience, like a problem, like they're negatively impacting something. And in reality, those people just, they want to be heard. They want someone to understand. And some people use that as manipulation. Some people don't realize that they're doing it. Some people have figured out that that's their way to connect, and it's not manipulation. Hell, I used to fucking do it. And I didn't realize that I was doing it and to what extent I was doing it until I looked back at my behavior and how I was feeling and why I was feeling like a burden and feeling like an asshole all the time. And it's because I was reaching out to people and saying, hey, how are you doing, with the ulterior motive, subconsciously, to talk about myself and what was going on with me. And so now I've tried to be very aware, because I do care about the people that I talk to and I ask about, and I know that I do. But the part of my brain that's so selfish, I have to check it and make sure that I'm taking as well as giving. And I'm also protecting my peace. So it's that's where I'm at so far. And it's just an odd feeling or sensation. Straightening the books. Perfect. Now, how about you come and clear...
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are all houses this easy to clean? Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses, and along all of these, few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences, and none of them will be the ones that were easy to clean. Just something to think about while you smooth out that rug in the bedroom.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
He was begging for help. Asking. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird saying that. Literally. So Coda is putting on this fake happiness. And is sucked into this where he's cleaning and impacting in the game. So even while his life may seem... Yes, exactly, AC. Exactly. And it's so hard. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. But there's a bit of truth to it, no? Yep. Anyway. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. And the fact that it keeps getting dirty again.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
I don't necessarily think this is peace. I think this is him trying to learn how to organize himself. Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Yeah. That's why I always, like, the dark space between the doors. When you're waiting to flip the other switch. I've been telling people a lot lately that they have to feel and really face what they're feeling and make their amends for their mistakes so that they can heal. And to me, that's that sitting in the darkness between doors.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Nope. September of 2009.
This
Items
one
you love
gets
at
a
members
bit
only
goofy.
prices. Yep. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. No. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. Nobody can be perfect. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is
About
so
halfway
easy.
through the game, the perspective shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. Yeah, you can't stay with them forever. You have to learn to let them go. Not that I can't. I won't speak on specifics, but there is someone who I know who's come to realize a lot of things, a lot of truths, and he's got a lot of people he needs to make amends with for his behavior and how he treated them and things that he's done. And I'm not someone owed the apology. I'm impacted by it, sure, but I'm not owed the apology. I'm owed nothing. And all of the issues and the problems and the frustration and the anger and the fear and the everything that he caused, not necessarily to me, but I told his friend that all I cared about is him healing so that he can learn and grow from this. And in doing and saying that, I said, you know, he can accept and feel bad for his actions, but he's got to extend some olive branches and own up. Because until he owns up, he can't move past. And I think that is making a big impact. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. And also you can move around the classroom now.
If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solution to yourself, you're not doing it right. Seek out the only one thing. What is the easiest?
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
January 10, 2010.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Okay. So we've got our shells, we've got our picture. Huh. And that's almost the same layout as the other room. And the boxes. It's all coming together and matching. The fly system. Ha! Oh. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, places. In the scene, you'll be playing as me. You are At a gathering of professionals, first you all start leaning against the wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room is in a chair, a professional photographer of animals. It's her dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello? Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You actually need to converse with her, be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. No, no, no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's all you... Maybe it is that you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? You're messing it up again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quick. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this. Everything was writing like this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Okay, yes, now this is working.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Ooh.
But what can you do?
Why you gotta call me out?
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Feeling called out. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Captain, what can we do? Huh? You have to break the rules.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from?
Keep going,
But
keep talking.
then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December of 2010. God. Oh. Oh. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda
Started by a
talking
difficult
explicitly
puzzle.
about his creative frustrations,
Let me solve the puzzle.
this
We'll find the
one turns
machine.
it up to
Deal?
11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Deal. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Can you tell me how to do it? First you... Oh, no wait, no. But we're not on the inside. Yes, 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 I misread it. It's white light, or it's white smoke now. Now just press the switch here. Huh, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
When I try to create, I feel empty. Hello, is anyone there? I need to see it to know why to stop it. I've solved this puzzle before and it stopped. Hello, deal. There was a machine that kept me going. Kind of harsh, but true. Yeah. You have to say your work is fun and easy. You have to say the game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games is simple. That feels wonderful. Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. I get it.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Every time I make something feel better about myself.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Patience, you have to trust me. I promise this will work, but it won't. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. The sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. Hi, Tyre.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so alive. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
May 2021. 2011. The Machine. Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We captured the machine. It's waiting for you. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just we will warn that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. So one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Yep. Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? Wow.
And of
Stopped.
course, it's the machine.
Your work was... You stopped feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us make it through the day. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing. Think carefully. I know it hurt you. Jesus. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. My friends. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. But that's not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show it we are not failures. Follow me, we will just... Has created. Fuck. Fuck! Well, that's fucking poignant. And the gun never runs out of bullets.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
Oh no.
If he could see the difference it would make, to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
That
Would it
could
give him
go
confidence in
so
himself?
wrong,
Would it bring
but
meaning back into his work?
I appreciate the attempt.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this feely.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
I'm gonna do something really quick. I've got a feeling you know what this one is. I've got a suspicion. Friends, remember, you matter.
This is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Every day I'm glad you're here and you fucking matter. You are not alone.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
If I was stubborn, I would find the path through the maze, but I'm not that stubborn. If there even is one.
It's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate.
There was no warning when I first played
What's
it,
the
by
deeper
the way.
idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here.
Thank
I'll put
you,
the code
sir.
on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Love you, friend. It's good to see you. I hope you are taking care of yourself. That is such a uniquely timed message, my friend. Love you, pizza bro. Absolutely love you, and I'm unbelievably proud of you. Oh. I did, uh-oh. Thank you, sir. Listen, Scarlet, I've figured it out. I love you, friend. We're playing one of those deep games that I didn't realize was so deep.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Yeah.
And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
You can't fix other people's problems.
I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Ugh. You can't
Was
fix
I a
the
failure
problems
for not
of others.
understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I actually have to go work the midnight release of the Switch 2
I just
tonight,
felt so
so...
strongly that if I could have connected with him,
yeah,
if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
Oh, because you're not looking at the right you're not looking at the right perspective. You know what? I'll accept the cherry Coke. I will absolutely accept
Where
it.
did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for the interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Yep.
I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You're so...
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If it were an answer, a meaning, would it make you happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes, giving them something that's not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games, adding lampposts to them?
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Would you simply let them be what they are? When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realize this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I hope one day it clicks and then you make peace with the things you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
It's... I have
Solution.
things to say.
Solution.
Me too.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Yeah. It's
Even
really
now,
hard.
the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
God, I feel that so much. Fuck.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Yeah. Oh.
What now?
That's why his email was in the
I
beginning.
think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't find peace and serenity and healing until you do the work. Until you do the work. You have to do the work within yourself. Yeah. And it's okay to still make mistakes and do things that you probably shouldn't. But, like... you have to go through the things you've been through, your past. You have to look at your present and... Ugh. There are some problems that other people will fix for you, or that will go away if you ignore them, but working on yourself has never been one of those problems. Absolutely. Oh, fuck. This is not what I thought was going to be the midpoint of my day. It's the blue fucking laser. I did tire, thank you. I did. Yeah. I thought so too. But yeah. Tire. Absolutely, AC. Ugh.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for
Oh my god.
and miles. 'Cause the cave goes for miles 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 and miles.
Oh. Oh, hell. Oh. Fuck this game. Alright, fuck this game. Oh, thank you, AC. I have not. And thank you, Scarlet. Oh, good to see you, AC. Thank you for popping in. Oh, thank you, Star. Tiger. I love you guys. Oh. My fucking timing can eat a dick. Oh my god. I have been... Oh, I helped Tweb. And Jackie. I know you've been at work and you still... Your head is still around. I have had to do a lot of this kind of work the last few years. And it was really hard. And teaching myself that really focusing on not trying to fix others. I fell into the trap for many years of fixing others will fix myself. I know better. But it really fucked up a lot of things. It really... Hold on, this is gonna be loud. I have a love and desire of helping others. But I really had to be honest with myself of, was I helping others? Thank you, Jackie. Or was I trying to fix them? And was I lying to myself about trying to fix them by saying it was only to help them? And I wouldn't say I had, like, any sort of, like, I don't want to say I had a complex, which I might have. You could classify it as that, but I've only ever wanted to help people and positively impacted them. And I used to think that having to do it in heroic ways and having to do it in, just all these. No, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I don't. Those people will figure things out whether they know me or not. Those people can be impacted whether they know me or not. And it doesn't always have to be me. And I have done the work, and I continue to do the work to make sure that I'm not falling back into my old trap. And, it was funny because a lot of my past relationships that were romantic in a way were always, in some way, shape, or form, let me fix this for you, let me handle this for you, let me do this for you. When in reality, I couldn't. I was not mentally healthy enough to take on all the things I was trying to take on. I was not in a financial place to do it. I did not have the tools to do it. And now I try my best to do little things whenever I can. And do my best to positively impact people. And there will be days where I have to be the bad guy. I've had many of those days lately. If I fully talked about everything going on in my life right now, I don't think I don't think that people would expect me to be going through as much as I'm going through and dealing with right now, but that's why mornings like this morning are so important to me, because everything in my head has been telling me that I'm not doing good enough. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not accomplishing enough. But then when I take the time to take care of myself, the things I can do are great. And I don't have to operate at 100% all the time. I don't even have to operate at 80% all the time. It's okay to step back and shut off and recharge. And, my inconsistent streaming, so this is only for a short while, and our absolute privilege is this: we get to decide what that means for ourselves. Absolutely. During the epilogue, walking through the train station, I had this moment where I've thought about all these different versions of myself and these hobbies I've had and these things that I've done and I wish I would do again and continue to do. And I was a fan fiction writer for a long time. I tried really hard to be a computer technician for a while with no knowledge or training or skills. I was just winging it. I did stand-up comedy for a while. In a couple months, I'll have been streaming for 5 years. This is the longest thing that I've committed to that is not school or band. I used to be a musician. I used to decorate cakes. I used to work in an office. I've worked for magicians. Tyra, you put that right as I was saying it. I've done so much, and I've lived such a life, and I've worked in and out of retail. I scooped ice cream. I managed a gas station. I installed large electronics in people's homes. I've also been at some of my highest and some of my lows. And I had the thought the other day, walking out to my car to go to work, of you've lasted longer than you have anything else. And it was the negative thought in my brain of me beating myself up, going, how long before you quit this too? And it made my heart hurt, because I realized how many things I've jumped through, and how many seasons and chapters of my life I've had, and it hurt, and it scared me. Because I don't know how to not give something my all. But I'm also trying to balance doing this and doing things for me. And I had such an impactful day so far. And this game just, in a weird way, has reinforced that I'm still doing the right thing. And I'm still doing something that I love. And these moments and these things are why I keep doing what I do. So, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out and experiencing it with me. I know. It's
I don't know where
the negative part of my brain, the scar that still is afraid of me failing. Yeah, sorry, my AI, my Siri voice is an Irish man, because why the fuck not? If I'm gonna have to hear him, I won't hear him sounding sexy. The universe approves. I've really been trying to refocus the thought of failure in my brain. About what I did. They gave up long ago on me, so I had to do it for myself. So my family was not mentally well enough. Um, we should talk sometime. Absolutely, Star. I would love that so much. Um, I've changed my thought and my outlook and my perspective on failure. Failure to me isn't an option. I mean, yes, it is. But we all make decisions. We all do things. We all pick our path in life. I was blowing my nose in toilet paper. I have shreds of toilet paper like in my boobs and on my shirt. And, ugh. There's always opportunity from a decision. There's always there's always a it's not failure, it's opportunity and a chance to learn and grow and change. And nobody ever said it was going to be fucking easy, but goddamn, if I don't look at it with some growth or positivity, then my long list of failures in life, that list is so long, I'd wrap around the world a few times. But you know what? I'm taking the chance and the opportunity to learn and to grow. And, you know, yeah, I wish some things were different. I wish some things were better. I wish some things could change, and I'm changing some of them. I'm making a positive impact. And it's to my life. It's not even to anybody else. It's for me. When I was a little girl, I know when I was a teen and when I was in college, I wanted to make a change to the world in like a biblical sense. Like so huge that people would know me. And as I've gotten older, I'd like to think I've already succeeded. And now it's just, all right, let's see how much we can do. Fuck it. We've already won. Like, let's fucking keep going. And working in after school for the magician the way I did, I made an impact that I may never know. I may never know the true impact of. And you know what? I don't need to know. I'm now in a spot where I have decided that I'm doing good things for me and trying to positively impact those around me at the same time. And I'm grateful for everybody that has ever come along with me on it. And we're gonna keep going, all right? I ain't giving up. Like, nope. I'm gonna keep working on me. I'm gonna keep trying to positively impact the space around me. And I ain't giving up. Fuck it. We ball, all right? That's just That's just me and how I feel. This is not the right feel. This one is, though. Let's fuck it up. Alright? I love you guys. I love you, Star. Oh. I appreciate y'all. And I love you, Scarlett. Like, I don't really know you all that much, but I'm a firm believer. My friend Brady, before he passed, he love is love. Yeah. If he cared about you at all, he told you he loved you. And I've talked about Brady quite a bit on this channel. And his legacy lives, goddammit. So, yeah. Brady didn't care who it was. If he cared about you, he loved you. And, part of why I struggled with selling my Pokemon cards so much is I was actually supposed to sell them to Brady before he passed. But I think it might be healing. It might be good for me. I'm gonna get, hopefully, some time here soon to package up the bulk boxes and get them sold. But all right, guys. I know this is a shorter stream, but I gotta go get ready for work, and I gotta help get my people their consoles, because we are T-minus 7 hours? 7 hours from Switch launch. So, I gotta go get ready to handle all that. But I love y'all. You know, somebody we haven't rated in a hot fucking minute, because I never get to rate him while he's streaming, is our boy, Debeatus. Ah! Oh no! Debeatus is playing, Claroscuro. I love y'all faces right off your fucking face holders. I want y'all to please, please, please remember, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. I will see you Friday for some daytime streaming. I'm going up to the fellas tomorrow night, so you'll see me Friday for a daytime stream. Thinking maybe some more Fallout, unless something else strikes my fancy, or we somehow get $40 between now and then. Either way, I love your faces, and I will see y'all Friday. Be good to yourselves, okay? And take care of you. See y'all then. Bye.